searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless. A sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it. And I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah,
We picked the right track. If you do want to be great, it is round number 2 of the Sim500 Transervice Winter Truck Series Championship. A new year is here, and we are ready to rock and roll. After a couple weeks off, get through Christmas and get through the New Year's, it's time to get back on the track where everybody gets their chance to be great in Sim500. As tonight, we welcome you in to Daytona International Speedway, round number 2 of 4 for the Transervice Winter Truck Series season. 80 laps tonight, and as usual, the traditional weather, 79 degrees, 53% humidity under partly cloudy skies, and 2 miles an hour winds. It is the iRacing default weather, but it's not going to be iRacing type of racing. It's going to be Sim500 type of racing here tonight. I am the captain. Happy New Year's. Hopefully you've had a great start to your 2023. We're ready to have some fun here tonight, as qualifying is about to start here in just a couple of minutes. Let's show you the point standings as we enter round number 2. As you know, Jose Gonzalez, he won the last 2 races of 2022. He is not in the playoffs, though. Pedro Mojica left Bristol 3 weeks ago with the same point lead as he showed up with 14 over John Hickman Jr. now. Tyler Dalton, Mike Kelly, Bob Gillenwater. You see a lot of negatives when it comes to change when it was all said and done after Bristol, but a good chance for people to bounce back here tonight as we get ready for race number 2 here on iRock TV and also on the Captain Esports Network. Great news, as Joey Jatina and I have been talking. Of course, we're going to be the home of Sim500's Xfinity and Cup Series coming up here in 2023. Looking forward to putting that on the air for you starting in February. But right now, let's get focused on tonight. We got some new drivers in the field. We got the same old names. Looks like about 35-ish trucks or so. Gonna go after the pole position, and we are gonna ride with the guy that I have a feeling will be the pole sitter tonight, and that's only because he is just that good on a super speedway. So why not go get on board with Tyler Dalton as he gets out here on the track. He kind of messed up getting off the track there. Thankfully, he's not at Talladega. He's going to get a shot to redo it here. Thankfully, the rules for qualifying are not extreme, so to say, or else there would be some issues there going on. It is the traditional 2 laps of qualifying that you'll see in the series. Fastest time will start on the pole as we get ready for the 80 laps of racing here. As you see down on the screen at the bottom, the green means good, purple means even better. Like EJ O'Rourke down there right now is in the purple. He'll probably be the first one to cross the line. Here in just a second, and you see nobody's on the board yet. I will say I've run many of Super Speedway races here the last couple weeks, and he is the guy. I have tried to emulate his line, and I still have not figured it out right. But he's a fast one. As you see, O'Rourke of 52.34 goes to the top. Mojica and Andrew Taft, they tie each other time-wise, 52.45s. Cooper Hamill, I believe that's how you pronounce that name. He just qualified in the 5th position. Holyfield up there. You see Chad Coleman in the purple. He actually runs the same lap time as O'Rourke, but look down at Dalton in the purple as he goes through 3 and 4 here. I don't know how he does it. Gillen Water to the top until Dalton. 52.30 for him. I honestly don't know how he does it. Outside of laps, just running laps. Let's go to our second place driver in points. John Higman Jr. here in the 60 truck. Going off a great finish at the Bristol Motor Speedway. If you're watching tonight here on the stream, go get some friends. Let's get some streamers out here watching this evening. Of course, one thing you can do is follow us on the Facebook page. You can look up Captain Esports Network there on Facebook. I've been sending out some invites. I know the drivers have been, as we look to expand that page a little bit more. You can watch the race on there if you wanted to. Higman right now is in the green. He has not completed a lap yet. You see Jason Branch, David Comstock, Justin Mons, they've completed a lap. So Hickman's going to actually do this the old school way and run the bottom, looks like, both laps. Hickman qualified 6th, lap 1. Gotta hold that wheel very steady. You don't want to turn it. Right back down. And Higman this time around does not go faster. 52.48 that time by. So he actually went slower, which is the risk when you run that bottom side both laps. That is potentially what can happen. It's going to be Tyler Dalton on the pole once again here in a super speedway race. Let's bring him up here and talk to him. Let's see if I can get the secret out of him. He ain't going to tell me, but I'm sure as heck going to try. And find out what this man does every single time on a super speedway. As we sit there and watch you, Tyler, I mean, I know you're probably not going to give away secrets, but dadgummit, I'm going to ask you, how the heck do you do this every time?
Just honestly practice, figuring out the best lines, putting as little wheel movement as possible.
Well, you come into this race, obviously, a 10-plus points separation. You got through Bristol. This one's probably the last of the wild cards. You had the 2 wild cards to start the playoffs here. Obviously, survival tonight's a pretty big key.
Yeah, we need to survive. We need Pedro maybe not to finish great. He had a pretty big lead with his bonus points, so we got to find a way to close in on him. So hopefully this will be an opportunity. Could backfire and could lose. Could be pretty much the end of the playoffs for us, but that's just the way it goes at Daytona.
Absolutely, man. Well, hey, great job tonight. Congratulations on the pole, and maybe we'll talk in victory lane.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. Tyler Dalton on the pole tonight as he'll lead him to the green. And, you know, he brings up a very fair point. A lot of practice will get you faster on super speedways. So that is something to consider when you're out there running as quick as he is out there on the track. As the cars are going to grid right now, let's for somebody to show up on pit road there so I can get you the grid view. There it is. And let's show you the starting lineup here from Daytona, the first race of 2023 in the Transervice Winter Truck Series season. It is Tyler Dalton on the pole alongside Bob Gillenwater, who continues to have a great season. Jimmy Coleman, EJ O'Rourke. EJ won the Xfinity Series race here back last season at Daytona to open up 2022. Mike Kelly, Chad Coleman, they'll take row number 3. Coleman with 2 wins so far this season. John Higman Jr. and Bobby Wetzel, they'll take row number 4. Ron Holyfield and Mike Montesi there in row number 5. Andrew Taft, Justin Mons will start there in row number 6. Row number 7, that's where you'll see Cooper Crownham, I believe, making his debut tonight. Of course, with the Goats Racing merger with this series, you're going to see a lot of new drivers coming in here in the next couple of weeks. He's one of them alongside the point leader, Pedro Mojica. Jason Branch and Tom Dreiling there in row number 8. Row 9, David Comstock and Kevin DeBrown. Scott Simley will start next to Tommy Ryan. There's Ryan, the 10th and final playoff driver. He'll start there in the 20th position. Josh Parker, Nigel Standish, row number 11. Row 12, Eric Arnold, Derek Myers, who's had a up and down season. He's been quick, but he's had some bad luck also. Eric Arnold, Derek Myers, we talked about him. Cal Antoni, Joe Hudson, Joey Jatina, Kevin England, Doug Sigmund, Jeff Ryan, Brian Wertman, who won the other super speedway race we had early this season at Atlanta. Casey Duncan, the 32nd car. That'll bring them to the green. As you see the truck side by side. It'll be 80 laps, 200 miles, no bonus points or anything like that. As we get to halfway, just straight up racing. I'm hearing just shy of about 35 laps on tire or on fuel. So obviously they're going to need a caution if they're going to make it as far as they think they can on fuel. Now, the one thing I will point out also is if you've not watched a super speedway race in this series, you're in for something here. So sit back and enjoy. And I think we picked the perfect track to come back after a 2-week hiatus with the holidays. Let's rock and roll. 2023, Happy New Year. Let's go racing. Sim500 round number 2 of the Winter Truck Series playoffs underway. And one thing that has not changed is our cameras tonight, presented by TrackCams22.com. You can check them out online or on Facebook. Of course, they're in the iRacing forums. Their website, though, is TrackCams22.com. Appreciate everybody watching tonight on iRock TV if you're ever on the Roku. If not, you can go to iRock-TV.com to join us there if you have a TV you like to watch us on, so on and so forth. And if you're on the Captain Esports Network, we appreciate you watching there. If on Twitch, on Facebook, and as of tonight, no longer on Twitter, and there's reasons behind that, is off of turn number 4. Looks like Dalton will lead lap 1. The numbers in green you see on the screen, those are the drivers in the playoffs. 3 of the top 5 right now, 4 of the top 5, now 5 of the top 6, all in the playoffs. One thing I was hearing a lot of the drivers talk about was how the cars, or trucks in this case, would kind of dart sideways a little bit, kind of like they were floating on the track a little bit in the front end, which kind of scared me a little bit. So let's see how the handling is. Right on board with Kevin DeBrown. For those who don't know this series, Kevin DeBrown is the pusher of the series. He is the, I don't want to go Ross Chastain in this case because they don't start wrecks, but he is the one that if you need somebody to push you, Ryan Blaney, if you will, he'll push you to the front. We'll check up there. Speeds about 185 to 190 miles an hour through 3 and 4. Dalton and Gilwater still side by side, just like they were for the start of the race. Bob's gonna lead that lap. Everybody being patient, it looks like, for the most part, through 1 and 2. See David Comstock back there behind the 09 truck. Nigel Standish in that paint scheme there. You see the 99 at Tommy Ryan at North Carolina 811, or Virginia 811 truck, I should say. On Holyfield in that 11 truck, I did a race last week to help out Tony Rambo Liberati, former crew chief in NASCAR, who was suffering some health issues. And man, I thought the 11 there, Holyfield, was going to win that race. The true winner, actually, in that whole deal was Rambo, who we found out today. Actually, he's out of the hospital now, so good for him after was a triple bypass surgery. So good for him, and good for everybody who helped him out and stuff. So everybody biding their time. Well, I say that, and here comes the top side coming to work with Kevin DeBrown. For those thinking right now, this is too aggressive, you ain't seen nothing yet, especially in this series. I questioned it a couple seasons ago, and I was like, yep, I won't say another word. Not seeing really one lane or the other with the energy. Right now, I see Dalton starting to clear there at lap 5. High Rock Vodka truck of Josh Parker here, running another Dale Jr. paint scheme on a, he's actually in a Chevy this time, so he did an oxymoron this thing this time. 6 laps complete this time, and it's Dalton up there at the front. I guess we could do this all 80 laps. I have no problem with it. Pretty much 30 of the 32 trucks that started in the draft right now, the only 2 that are out of the draft. Let's fall back here to Joe Hudson and Brian Wortman. They're hanging on by a thread. You hear Hudson getting out of the gas. He sees that 3 wide up there. And like I said, a couple of these new drivers in the series have not really seen a race in Sim500 when it comes to a super speedway race. These guys are not afraid to get aggressive. So Justin Mons, you see that 41 truck. He is not the 41, he's the 49. Just to go ahead and clear the confusion up there, we do have another 41. That's E.J. O'Rourke up there in that personal comfort truck. He's the second truck on the outside lane as Dalton finally clears with help from Jimmy Coleman up front there. And I think the 3 wide moves you're seeing from some of these trucks are actually kind of hurting that second groove a little bit as Mojica jumps up top with Derek Myers. Everybody got to be patient. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the follow or subscribe button. If you're not new, we appreciate you coming back. I'm leaving some homework on the table for everybody now who watches the stream. You must go find others to come watch. Go to your Discord, because everybody's on Discord. Send a link to your friends and family, and we continue to build this stream as you see the outside line starting to form. Up top, that's the Exxon number 9 of Bobby Wetzel with Mojica pushing him. As Gillenwater kind of sticks himself there in the middle, trying to pull the 41 of O'Rourke around. Wetzel with too big of an advantage up in that top side right now. That's going to bring him back a little bit. And EJ having a little bit of blinking issues, and that's the wrong time to have it when you're in the middle of a pack like that. Laps complete of the 80. This is where everybody's got to be very careful as Wetzel, that top side, goes to the lead with help from Pedro Mojica. Derek Myers there behind him. Oh, and caution is out, trouble back. And looks like Crown Hamo's gone around in the 62 truck. I don't know if anyone else was involved in this. Maybe a single truck spin? Well, this will definitely put everybody in a one-stop window now. Left side damage on the 62. Let's see if we can. It's going to happen really quickly here. So let me. Justin Mond's back there with him. Crowd hammers the 6 truck top side. I see Mons comes up the track a little bit there, and not sure if they actually touched each other. Oh, but he gets redirected back up the track. Look out, Tommy Ryan. Oh, nice miss by Dalton. Or I'm sorry, by Branch. Wrong Jason. We'll get another replay of that here in a second. Leaders are on pit road, though. Should be fuel only for everybody. Oh, Rourke, yikes! Had to get that out of the way. Pit road follies. Let's see this again here now. What brought the caution out here? I'm not sure what transpired there. So EJ O'Rourke spins and leads now after spinning. Coming off pit road, the little whoopsies. Not sure if it's in the rule book for Sim500 to do a spinneroonie as you come off pit road or not, but he's going to come back to pit road, and this might be more of his pit crew telling him, hey, let's practice the exit again. we should get one to go this time by. So it looks like Tyler Dalton will assume the lead here with Myers. Derek started all the way back in 24th. He's up to second here. Jimmy Coleman, Pedro Mojica, Bobby Wetzel, your top 5. Of course, less than a month away now from the 2023 season kicking off with the Clash in Daytona in LA. Of course, the 24-hour race coming up here in just a couple weeks in Daytona. The racing bug is starting to kick up after what turned out to be one of the longer off seasons in racing history. Pace car is going to pull off. As we go back green here, lap number 15, Dalton, Myers, Coleman, Wetzel, Mojica. See the cars in the back there. Those guys all came in and topped off. That's why you see them all single file. And right away you see the inside lane with all the momentum here. But just like that, the outside line comes alive. Here comes the 20 of Derek Myers with help from Mojica. He'll lead a lap this time. And they pick up right where they left off. Coleman there, both Colemans there on the inside. Jimmy and Chad, no relation, in case you didn't know. Got to get that clarified for people that always ask. So Crownhammer is behind the wall with that damage on his 62 truck, so he'll finish 32nd, unfortunately, in his debut. Up top, Josh Parker, you see him starting to work that third lane already. Josh in that High Rock truck number, in the 13th position, I should say. It's working for him right now, up to 11th. See Wetzel trying to maybe jump up there. It's all about just getting yourself in the right position right now. And then you see I talked about Kevin DeBrown being the pusher. He gets behind his team name teammate there, Mojica. He's going to push him. Everybody holding their lane right now. Dalton leads that lap, the 18th lap in the books. See some trucks riding back there in the back. The Kevin England truck back there, the Cody Ware paint, as he likes to call himself. Biggest movers. The way this draft is going so far, I mentioned Myers up to 22 spots now. Mojica up 12, Brown up 14, Derek Myers now 18, Comstock 10. Problem is it changes every 3 seconds. As we hit the quarter distance mark. Trucks kind of drifting around it a little bit. It's what they do. As you see the top side, David Comstock in that Monster Energy number 13 with help from Parker. Justin Mons, who was just involved in an accident a couple laps ago, up there on the top as Myers shuts the door down there on somebody. That middle lane just pretty much lost all of its energy. These guys in the playoffs going to be very, very careful here. And Mojica might move his way to the front here. Higman there up the middle. .30 of the 31 trucks left on track right now in the draft. The only one out is Brian Wortman. Wortman is actually about 10 seconds or so away from going a lap down in this race. And the way this pack is moving and the way the trucks are restricted, that's going to be in about 3 laps. He'll be there. He'll be caught. Bob Gillenwater in the 4 truck is kind of hanging out there watching this pack race. Ooh, Derek Myers jumping out of the line there. Might spook some people. As Brian Wortman's coming to pit road right now. Not sure what's going on with the 74 there, but he's going to go a lap down on pit road. That might have been more of a move to just get out of the way of the pack. Everybody giving each other plenty of room as Wortman leaves pit road, so he definitely just went down pit road to get out of everybody's way. Look at this. We can just see the middle check up, the inside lane with some energy, outside lane starting to form up. Dalton continues to hold himself up front there. He said that's what he needed to do. Oh, who was that? Was that Standish there that got the wall? That black truck there in the back. See where some of the trucks are like, all right, we're going to ride back here and be a little patient. And we got other trucks that are going to kind of mind their own business. Casey Duncan's back here with Anthony Calantoni. Scott Simley in that A-Shock truck. On board with this Caterpillar truck. He's just trying to put himself in his spot where he can be seen and can see what's going on up ahead. This is one of those tracks where you do not want to be looking at the cat on your truck. You want to be looking up ahead. The term in delivery business we call aim high in steering, meaning look about 10 to 15 seconds ahead. In this case, just look about 5 seconds ahead. If you look past your hood, nothing good's going to come out of it. Comstock moved to the middle now with Mojica pushing him. Kevin going to try to go up top now to see if he can make it work. So as I mentioned, this is round number 2 of the playoffs. Of course, we got finished with Bristol a few weeks ago and then took the holidays off. And now we're here at Daytona and getting ready to run off the last 3 races of the season before we get into the regular season. Of course, those series, they come and they go all season long, basically, through the month of November. Except for Xfinity last season, went till September because of football and stuff like that. Next week, we actually will go up to Delaware and go to Dover for race number 3. We had the short track. We have the Super Speedway here. We hit the 1 mile oval at Dover. It'll be a fun 140 lap race there. And in Vegas to finish it out for the championship. On January 22nd, then we'll take a couple weeks off and be back ready to rock and roll for Daytona. Comstock leading down that middle groove. Nobody really able to stretch it out. Everybody's just kind of minding their business there, racing 3 wide. Not making that mistake is Andrew Teff down there in that Rackley number 25, the Matty D paint scheme, if you will. As Mojica jumps out of line there. Like I said, if you come to watch this race and you think that this is too aggressive, you have not watched a Sim500 Super Speedway race. This is actually kind of calm for their standards. I've seen them go 3 wide, 10 rows deep at one point at Talladega. And I wish I was making that up, but I was not. As Wertman back on pit road again, so Ryan unfortunately trying to emulate his winning race he had at Atlanta Motor Speedway back at the beginning of the season, but unfortunately for him, that is unlikely to happen unless he gets some help from the old yellow handkerchief. EJ O'Rourke in the 41 truck, that personal comfort number 41 as we ride with him. 17th position right now. A lot of these guys back here just kind of hanging out, letting them race up front. Kind of waiting and letting this race come to them. track. So those who are watching the stream wondering, okay, what's the schedule for... Oh, they're wrecking up front. Mojica's in the wall. Tyler Dalton. A lot of playoff drivers involved in this. John Higman's involved. This wreck is going to be huge for the playoffs. Holyfield has to tow to the pits, it looks like. Joe Hudson, Tommy Ryan with damage. That's at least 4 playoff cars I'm counting. There is at least 5 to 6 playoff trucks in this wreck. You ever wonder what happens when you put the playoff drivers in a Yahtzee can? Look at that. There's 3 playoff drivers right there, side by side by side. Let's see where this starts. I saw Mojica hit the wall when we were on board with the 2 truck, or the 41, sorry. Right there, Higman into Mojica. Into Dalton. And that's unfortunately the risk of going 3 wide here. I mean, hey, they're good at racing this way, but it don't mean people are perfect. Kevin DeBrown gets in it. Bam. Teft into it. There's the 23 falls into it. There's Gillenwater. Mike Montesi comes in there. R1 truck over. That's Higman. There's at least 10 to 15 trucks in this wreck. Well, Casey Duncan comes in there in the 71. Add him to the list. Who's this over here to the left? I think that's O'Rourke. Junkyard on the front stretch. Let's see it again. Watch this from the fan view. Yeah, there's at least 15 trucks in this wreck. Let's see if I can find a way to count this. If I can hit the right button. Here we go. All right, so we're going to come off turn. We're going to go to the blimp here. Into the tri-oval. And we're going to slow it down and let's start counting, boys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Waiting to see more come in. There's 15. There's 16. $16 trucks. Let's ride on board with some drivers here, shall we? Let's hit pause here for a second. Let me get you on board with the right truck here. Let's go on board with the 60 of John Higman. He's going to have an interesting ride here, boys. Hopefully you're not squeamish. On board with Andrew Teft here in the 25. I don't know if we count him as a car or not, but the 17th car involved was the cone at the end of pit road. 5 gallon water. Now, there is one that I think got through this, and we're going to see if I'm right. And it's Calantoni, I think. Let's see this. Wow. As the green just came out, by the way, as Comstock leads Eric Arnold, Hudson, Calantoni, and Tommy Ryan. Your top 5 now. I think this is a good opportunity. Let's take a deep breath, shall we? Let's, for the first time in 2023, turn it up. Oh, around goes Justin Mons on the front straightaway. Mons and one other truck. I couldn't tell who the other one is. They stay off the track. No caution, and Mons' truck is blown up. I think Andrew Teft might be the other truck involved. But they stay off the track, and it keeps the green out. Let's see what happened. It's actually Doug Sigmund. I'm sorry, in the 04 truck. Sigmund and Mons come together. He stayed green though. Tommy Ryan to the front. Chad Coleman in the 9th position there. Got his colors mixed up with Calantoni there in the 84 now up front. Joey Jattina outside line. He's now up here in his pack. So the thing about these big wrecks is it allows these others to get involved. You know, one man's wreck might be another man's benefit here. And that person, the benefit might just be that. Whoa, and he about got wrecked. The 99 of Tommy Ryan. He got hooked there with Joey's left right front, caught him in the left rear, about sent him packing. Tommy Ryan missed last week's race and was behind some 40 points almost entering this race. And now with the accident to Mojica and others being involved, he's got a chance to work himself right back into this race for the playoffs. Oh, here comes the boss man topside. Got a couple ARCA starts out at Talladega, and here he is now to the front, Joey Jatina. He's not going to lead the lap, though, as Tommy Ryan carries the momentum of that top side. Now up the, whoa, almost some contact there as Parker went down to block the middle. Play nice, boys. All right, so just to update the incident that happened, trucks behind the wall include Jason Branch, Kevin DeBrown, Ron Holyfield, Tom Dreiling. Mojica's back on track. Tyler Dalton's back on track. Mons is off right now after his incident. Hickman's back on track, and then Brian Wertman actually got the lucky dog, I believe, there. So he is back to being one lap down. So all of a sudden, Wertman, one more caution, he might put himself right back into position to pull another Atlanta race off. As we just passed the halfway point, 38 laps to go here at Daytona, race number 2 of the Sim500 Transervice Winter Truck Series playoffs. Appreciate it by joining us here on Captain Esports Network and on iRock TV, which is home of the hot dog stand. Let's listen and check out what this podcast is about. .43 laps complete, 37 laps to go here from the virtual Daytona International Speedway. Round number 12 of the season, round 2 of the Transervice Winter Truck Series playoffs. As you see Joey Jatina, the boss man, leading after the big wreck. 16 trucks involved. Just a couple laps ago now. Oh, scatter! That was scary. John Higman down on the bottom here. He's going to let them go. But yeah, wow, that was kind of sketchy. Everybody worked themselves out, thankfully. Appreciate everybody joining us here tonight. Again, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you're watching us over on Roku tonight on iRock TV, we appreciate you joining us over there. Of course, make sure you do give the captain a follow over on Facebook. You can look up Captain Esports Network, and you can join us over there. We're also streaming on that site, too, as we look to build If you get a chance, go follow us over there. Appreciate it. If you don't have a Facebook page, I totally understand. As Cal and Tony there in that inside line. Comstock, Mike Kelly now, and Jimmy Coleman A lot of potential new winners tonight. Oh, into the wall goes O'Rourke with Tommy Ryan. A bad bump. That just killed the outside line. Great job by everybody to save that. Oh, and O'Rourke's in the wall again. That's going to really hurt the performance of that 41, unfortunately. So now everybody's gone single file here. That's not going to be long. And you see Parker already climbing up. Look at Kevin England. The Uno 27 truck. Calls himself the Cody Ware of the series. We'll let you figure that one out. All right, so let's backtrack here for just a quick second, and let's show you the point standings as we entered this race tonight. You saw Mojica with a 14-point lead over Higman. So 1, 2, and 3 involved in that wreck. So it was 5, 6. And I think that's it that were involved in that wreck. So if this race obviously ends the way it's going to end, Mike Kelly's going to be up there. You're going to have Eric Arnold up there. And you see Tommy Ryan was actually 55 points back. If he could win this race with Mojica somewhere around the 25th position, he is going to gain almost half of those points back in this race tonight. So let's not rule out the 99 if he can get a good finish. Now, if he doesn't finish well tonight, then I just wasted about a minute and a half of your time, and I'm sorry. Look at Derek Myers. They're going to climb the top. As Higman stays out of the way there, just off the pace, trying to complete some laps. You see the numbers in green. Those are the playoff drivers. And you see 5 of them still in the top 10. Now, Nigel Standish, I got to fix his number. He's not in the playoffs, but he's got a green number. So forgive me on that one. I've been trying to find those green numbers that people are not in the playoffs and modifying the colors of them. Now, for those curious, this is the only broadcast I'm going to have all week, really, of a race league like this. As a lot of them are still off right now. Of course, the All-American ARCA Series will be covering on Friday nights. Those guys have, they're doing their Aaron deal right now, which is just basically random racing, put in a nutshell. And, of course, with the rules of a certain open wheel series, we can't broadcast those cars anymore as of last week. So that's all I got now. Just those 2 series. Gonna do some racing. You'll be able to watch that here Tuesday night from Talladega. And of course, I'll be flying an airplane and doing other types of fun stuff here as we continue to work our way into the race season of 2023. Of course, the plans as of right now, we'll be here Sunday nights for the Xfinity Series and then Monday nights for the Cup Series for Sim500. Looking forward to that. It'll be our first full season of the Cup cars. And we'll take the rookie stripe off the Xfinity cars. And looking forward to being a part of that. Especially with the merger of the GOAT Racing Series into this one. 29 laps to go. Let's, you know what? One thing I do want to work on is I want to interview drivers that had issues in the race. So let's find somebody who's not on track right now, and I believe he is one of them. So we'll bring Ron Holyfield up here to join me here for a second. Ron, are you there, buddy?
Yeah, man.
All right, man. Well, unfortunate deal there for that Coca-Cola truck. You got a smashed up 12-ounce can now. But needless to say, man, it was some good racing for a little bit. What'd you see from your vantage point, and anything you could have done different?
No, I mean, once they, we're going so fast and everything's close. Once they kind of had the track blocked, Mike was right behind me. We all kind of piled in there together.
Well, they about just piled up again there as Myers just got way out of shape in turn 4. Great job by the lap trucks though to get up out of the way there. But well, it's an unfortunate break, man. I know you've been just trying to change that luck around. Was this one of those tracks that's like, man, just get me the Dover, or were you excited with what you were seeing?
Oh yeah, I enjoy running these races. I mean, it's a lot. It's exciting. I'm just kind of sitting there waiting. We had another pit stop to make, and like I said, just sitting there waiting. And next thing you know, it's jam up, and there really ain't nothing you can do. Going so fast, hit the brakes. I mean, just a circumstance, kind of.
Absolutely, man. Well, hey, great job, man. I'm sorry to see what happened there, but great job tonight. At least running for a little bit there, and hopefully get your truck fixed and get back out there.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Just just into it. You wait for it. You want to run a race, and then you're out. It's a little bit disappointing, but we'll go back and get them next time.
There you go. Go grab a Coca-Cola, make yourself a ham sandwich, and get back on track.
Thanks, bud.
All right, buddy. Ron Holyfield out of the race, unfortunately, in the 11 truck. Ham sandwich does sound pretty good right now, like a grilled ham and cheese or something. Just saying. Yeah. All right, 26 laps to go. Did everybody see what I saw there when we were talking to Ron? Derek Myers had his hands and feet on the wheel there a lap ago. And I want to see if I can find that real quick, because that was one heck of a save off turn 4. They were coming up on a group of lap cars, and right there, look out! That's an ooh moment right there. It actually worked out for them as they went around that set of lap trucks. Nigel Standish in that 09 being very aggressive up there top side. Problem is he's all by himself. Mike Kelly, a little bit of door damage on that 2 truck. He's got Comstock there pushing him. Callan Tony looking to get himself a victory. I believe it's the Xfinity Series last season. He finished 3rd at Daytona. So he knows how to get it done here on a super speedway. Again, viewers, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. We appreciate you joining us tonight. If you're got a Facebook page, we'd love for you to join us. Go look up Captain Esports Network on Facebook, and you can join us over there and hit the follow button. One of our goals this season. Now, the Twitter page, for those who are wondering, I have changed the Twitter name. It's no longer Captain Esports Network over there. It's now my personal name, and that's because of the job that I've just kind of brought up a little bit. I haven't said much on the stream about it because it's still, I'm going through the HR side of things, got all the paperwork and stuff, so it's not like the job's been accepted, but it's not totally announced yet. But basically, long story short, going to be spending at least one day a week writing articles for the Front Stretch boys, frontstretch.com, and covering NASCAR. Dream come true on my end. So once I get the full details and everything disclosed, I'll let it out to everybody. But you'll see my Twitter page is now changed back to my regular name. That's because obviously I'm going to be talking racing a lot more and things like that. So looking forward to that job, and it's going to be fun along with doing this, and of course still working the regular job at the Fed. That's not the Federal, that's FedEx, delivery. 22 laps to go here But the reason why I bring that up is because, again, we want everybody to go hit up that Facebook page, because that's where I want to build up now and get people over there to hit the follow button and watch the broadcast there too. Of course, you're on iRock TV watching tonight if you got Roku, or if you have a free subscription to the iRock-TV.com website. Some great racing up front. Here's Jatina and Kelly still side by side. Couple trucks towards the back is who I'm watching a little bit here. Scott Simley and that A-Shock. Number 12, of course, they just announced they're not coming back to Chase Elliott. And if you're one that pays attention a lot to racing, you'll know that there's always a drink sponsor with Hendrick. So I found it kind of interesting to see that. So I wonder who else might be coming on board next season. Jeff Ryan up there with his brother there from nose to tail. And, of course, a big shout-out to our cameras again at trackcams22.com. You can check them out online on Facebook. There are any iRacing forums there. If you talk to It's Fan, you can get connected and potentially have these cameras to help you with your racing, or if you're maybe putting setups together or whatever. These cameras work out for that kind of thing. You never know. He might even let you stream it like he does us, and we appreciate the partnership with him. Closest thing to real-life cameras you'll see in a broadcast right here. $20 laps to go. Cal and Tony has not left the tailgate of that 14 truck. All right, so looking at the numbers here real quickly. We all pitted at lap number 33 was when that big wreck happened. We're coming up to complete lap number 61 right now, so we're at about 28 laps right now. Probably another 5 laps or so, and these trucks will be back on pit road for the final time. And you got to wonder, there's only going to be 19 laps to go, so I could see maybe a 2-tire stop here and maybe a can of fuel, if not a little bit more than a can, to get them to the finish of this race.
Let me know when you're going in, Joey.
Matter of fact, we're going to open up the
5.
We're going to open up the audio here. I just realized the audio been silent the whole time in the cars. Whoopsies. I think I silenced them when we went to commercial there a second ago and didn't turn it back on. My bad. There's my error for 2023 right there. We're going to turn the audio on here of the drivers. Matter of fact, you probably heard them a second ago here, so I got the audio still on. So let's listen, and you'll hear these guys call out pit road. You can see them all single file pretty much on the bottom, so these trucks are going to be coming, I think, any minute here to pit road for the final time. Pretty much everybody but one truck, single file. Peels off. He's going to come to pit road back there, and he's the back of the pack right now. 20th position for him. Still at least a lap down to the leader, so he's going to need some help here. any audio, obviously, of any truck saying they're coming to pit road here, so. Wetzel jumps to the top. Did Hickman blow up? Off the pace in his 60 truck. I'll say, if he stayed up on the track there a little bit more, he might have got a yellow, but he pulls off the track. Stays down on the apron even further, keeps the green flag out. So we see the outside line starting to form up. Joe Hudson there, and that diehard number 18. Higman does make it to pit road, by the way, but that 18 truck, those guys were at the back of the pack just now.
14 this time.
You heard it, Joey Jattina calling the pit road.
84 this time. Who's pitting? It's 4 pit. Not pitting.
A lot of them going to be coming in here.
Who's going next time?
A lot of them, meaning 4, maybe 5. I thought there was going to be more than that, the way I heard it. Alan Tony sends it in. Let's see what everybody does here.
9 fitness lap.
The idea would be left side tires and fuel. Let's see if they do that. I'm seeing fuel only. I mean, you've seen Joey's truck lift up. Neither Calantoni's either. 8.6, 9.2.
74 staying high for the leaders.
I'm seeing fuel only, it looks like, from these trucks. And the reason why I think of left side tires here is the grip off of pit road here. It can be kind of treacherous.
Where's pitting? 99 pitting.
All right, here comes more off pit road. Or onto pit road, I should say. Kelly and Hudson and, oh, hold on, Comstock. Go!
31 fitting.
Everybody's got to sort it out. Look out, Tommy. Rice is averted there.
20 pitting this lap.
Looks like mostly fuel only here.
27.
Oh, there goes Tommy.
Heading.
I just
Hitting
talked
the
about the
side,
2
both heading.
tires. There it is. And caution is out.
Pace car is pace out. Pace car is out.
These guys right here just got bitten by this
Tell
caution.
me to pass the pace car. Holy crap, Tommy.
And I just talked to the reason why it's so treacherous off these pit roads when you do not take tires with how hot and slick the tires
Telling
are.
you to pass the pace car,
And
Jimmy.
unfortunately, it just brought the 99 around there, and I think that's the reason for the caution. And that is going to tear up the strategy of Parker and Coleman. These guys here, everybody's going to be able to stay out. The rest of them are coming to pit road. Let's watch Tommy come off pit road here. I promise you, he'll come out here in a second.
Thank God we're pitching the pace truck.
Goes into gear there and bam, just spins around on him. Now what shocks me is the fact he's way down there and the caution came out. On board with him as he leaves pit road. Listen closely.
Get ready to clear black flags.
All right. So Josh Parker and Chad Coleman, these guys come to pit road.
Black flag clear for maximum yellow, please.
And as you see the trucks that stayed or that pitted there before the yellow, those guys are going to cycle back around. And they will be the leader of this race.
Been 2.
Brian Wortman's going to take a wave around here. He'll be 2 laps down. All right, let's step away for a quick second, get a break, and we'll come back and get you the finish of this Transervice Winter Truck Series race number 2 of the playoffs here from Daytona as you're watching iRock TV and the Captain Esports Network. Back we are at Daytona. Should be coming to 1 to go this time by. As Wortman takes the and David Comstock going to be the leader. Mike Kelly will be second. Bobby Wetzel, Joe Hudson, Jeff Ryan going to be the top 5 here. We will have 16 trucks on the lead lap, if I'm seeing this correctly. And we do have Sim500 overtime if needed. Two to be exact. Before we go to Dover next Sunday night at 8:45 Eastern Time. All right, 9 laps to go as we see the green flag. Comstock, Kelly, Wetzel, Hudson, Jeff Ryan, your top 5. Side by side. Each lane trying to get going a little bit. Derek Meyer's going to jump up top there in the 3rd group, trying to get a run going. Calantoni jumps to the bottom. Here comes Tommy Ryan, going to go to pit road to serve a penalty. To go. Will we have an upset winner tonight? Will be one of the playoff drivers. As Wetzel, Kelly, Jimmy Coleman, Mike Montesi, those guys setting themselves up for a big gain in the playoffs tonight. Mojica 24th right now. Oh, and Hudson gets into Kelly. And here we go again. Jimmy Coleman on his lid. And just like that, those playoff drivers I just mentioned involved in this wreck. Bobby Wetzel, Mike Montesi involved, Jimmy Coleman, Mike Kelly with some damage. Jatina involved. Derek Myers with damage. Callan Tony gets in it. Doug Sigmund, Kevin England. And some unhappy people in chat right now. So it looks like I think Kelly was trying to kill the run of the top side here potentially. And the 18 had a pretty good run there. And filled the gap, and Kelly come back down the track. Looks like Parker got into it a little bit. Standish with a little bit of damage. And Teft gets into the back of the 127. There's not many trucks in here not damaged right now in this race. I mean, let's get it from this view here. Yeah, there's a lot of trucks damaged. And this wreck just helped Pedro Mojica out big time. Let's go on board with Jimmy Coleman here. Unfortunately, caution back out with 6 laps to go. Hello, Carson. Welcome in, buddy. Gonna get one to go this time by, and I think the only truck out here outside the pace truck without damage is that 13 truck. Truck's had 2 weeks off. Yeah, I don't see a single scratch on that truck. Of course, he's got 4 laps to ruin that for us. Joey Jatina, Jimmy Coleman, Bob Gillenwater, all off the track. And if you want to see how big of a race this was for the playoff drivers, look at all the green numbers outside the top 10. You see Eric Arnold. Eric Arnold's up to 5th. Montesi's up to 8th. And we might be about to see an upset winner here. Joe Hudson, less than 10 starts in this series. Part of the merger with the GOAT Racing. He's up there in that top side. Nigel Standish, he's a part of that merger. Callan Tony, he's looking for a win. How about Eric Arnold? Looking to steal himself a playoff win. It's just straight up 4 races. Who can score the most points? There's no win and move on to the next round because there is no next round. It's 4 races out of the top 10 drivers in points. As the pace truck pulls down pit road and we go back green with 4 laps to go. And Hudson just gets out of the way there of the other trucks. Arnold jumps up to the top side here. Sure if he's got damage. I don't see much on that 31 if he's got anything. Callan Tony to push him. Kevin England there behind him. Ryan Wortman's got a pretty clean truck. The problem is he's a couple laps down now. Comstock with Standish there behind him. Jeff Ryan, Tommy Ryan right behind him. Tommy is actually a lap down, but trying to help his brother out in that inside lane is the side draft there from Arnold. Some say Arnold might be the true Ross Chastain of this league. He's not afraid. He'll go racing with you. And 2 laps to go as Arnold. Oh, that was close at the line. I thought Arnold was going to lead it. Down the back straightaways, that outside line comes to life. Calantoni tries to make a move. It gets blocked by Arnold. Comstock's down on the apron. And there they go. Oh, boy. And Comstock's going backwards. Comstock goes all Stephen Miles. Backwards. And we are not done. All right, so the trucks that were left without damage just got damaged in that wreck. See what transpires here. So Calantoni and Arnold clear. Calantoni tries to make a move to the bottom. I have to check, not sure if England got bumped or not, but he come down into Comstock, and then Comstock goes backwards. Let's go on board with Kevin here. You know, then, and before, let me look at the rear side here and check. Oh yeah, there's nobody close in time. So, a real common mistake that happens in iRacing is you get so focused on the trucks in front of you that you follow them when they go to the bottom. And Kevin went to follow Calantoni down the track, and the 13 was still there, unfortunately. So, all right, what do we have left on the track here? I mean, we're getting to the point where I might be able to jump in the car and win this thing. Who knows? But either way, Eric Arnold leads this race with Calantoni. Montesi O'Rourke is up to 4th with that beaten-up truck. Nigel Standish, Jeff Parker, Jeff Ryan. As we, instead of doing the old green-white checker, I've decided to change it. Because I don't think there's any rules about, like, what you call this whole green-white checker thing. So I'm calling it Sim500 overtime. Sounds cooler. Should get one to go this time by. All right, so let's look at the playoff drivers right now. Let's see where they're all running. Eric Arnold leads this race. Mike Montesi is third. Doug Sigmund, his number's green, but he's not a playoff driver. I missed him. Doug's in 7th right now. Good for him. Bobby Wetzel is in 8th. Then you got to go down. Mike Kelly's 11th. Let's see, Bob Gillenwater's in 14th. Tommy Ryan 18th. Tyler Dalton 19th. Jimmy Coleman 20th. Mojica 24th. So basically, let's just flash this number up on the screen really quickly. This is the points entering tonight's race. I don't know. Eric Arnold is going to be pretty close to the points lead. If this race ends the way it does, which at this rate, I don't know. Let's just put it like that. It's been a wild card here tonight, just like we thought it would be in the playoffs. And of course, the rules of Sim500 overtime. Well, it's the traditional green-white checker rules. You get the green flag if caution comes out before the white. The race is over. If not, then, well, make sure you get this white, right? The white comes out before the caution, the race is over. If the white comes out after the caution, we do it again. Can you tell it's the first broadcast of 2023 for me? Just saying. All right, here we go. Eric Arnold, Anthony Calantoni, Montesi, O'Rourke, Standish, Parker. Back at it. And immediately to the top side comes O'Rourke with help from Josh Parker. Going to kill the outside momentum. Here comes Joe Hudson in the inside with the 18 truck. Down the back straightaway, O'Rourke goes down to try to side draft. Parker's out there on his own. Leaning on each other. Off turn 4, going to come to the white flag. Will they make it here? Eric Arnold's coming to the pits. Did Arnold get black flagged or something? What in the world is going on? That's another playoff driver. Here comes Calantoni to the top. Or did Arnold short himself on fuel? As the 81 of Parker gets into Calantoni and turns him, and now the leader's wreck. Joe Hudson. In the game of survival. A demo derby at Daytona breaks out, and Joe Hudson in a diehard Chevy goes to victory lane. Simley gets second. Josh Parker third. Doug Sigmund and Nigel Standish finishes fifth. People still trying to cross the line here. Mike Kelly ends up being the first of the playoff drivers to cross the line 7th. Somebody let the 18 know that the race is over. When's the last time we saw a race at Daytona with a 6.7 second advantage? The only one I can think of is the Dale Jr. race a couple of seasons ago when he ran the 3-car for Childress, the Xfinity race. Didn't he have like a 12-second lead or something? Like he won the race by like 20 seconds over the field? Well, I can think of. Oh, not the grass. Yeah, why not? Everybody else's truck is garbage. All right. Well, let's check out the results of this. And we get to break down this race. Hudson wins it by 6.7 seconds over Scott Simley. What was the other race? Greg Biffle, 2001 or 2002? Didn't he win the Daytona race on fuel mileage by like 30 seconds? Simley finishes second. Josh Parker, Doug Sigmund finishes fourth. And Nigel Standish fifth. EJ O'Rourke finishes sixth. Mike Kelly, Eric Arnold, Anthony Calatoni, and Bobby Wetzel, your top 10. Montesi, Chad Coleman, Bob Gillenwater, Jeff Ryan, and David Comstock 15th. Kevin England, Tommy Ryan, Brian Wertman finishes 18th in this race. Let's see, 19th, Tyler Dalton, Jimmy Coleman 20th, Joey Jatina 21st, Pedro Mojica 22nd, Derek Myers 23rd, Andrew Tapp finishing 24th with John Higman Jr. 25th, Casey Duncan, Justin Mons, Tom Dreiling finishing in the 28th position, Kevin DeBrown, Ron Holyfield, Jason Branch, and Cooper Krauthamel finishing in the 32nd and final position. And we're going to talk to some drivers. Not sure how people are going to feel about this, but we're going to talk to those drivers and go from there. As and let's talk to the driver of the High Rock vodka truck tonight, and that's Josh Parker. As Josh joins us here tonight. Josh, you finish in the third position somehow, and you obviously had an interesting run up there towards the front. Restart there, obviously, you and EJ tried to get going, but it didn't seem like that worked out too well. But you do come back after the mayhem and finish third.
Yeah, somehow. Yeah, I thank EJ for attempting to work with me there at the end. It's just, I don't know. There's 5 cars left. I really don't think it was called for Anthony to turn left on me, but it is what it is.
Yeah, obviously the racing, I mean, for a little bit, and I've talked about it before, the racing out here normally at Daytona, Talladega is wild and good. And we did see the good and wild racing that we usually do, but sometimes this kind of racing breaks out too. Just see the NASCAR series and what they do. But needless to say, obviously tonight was all about survival. What'd you see from your side?
Yeah, it was pretty embarrassing. I mean, the middle of the race was really good. I don't know what happened really. Like I said, the middle of the race we were 3 wide for a while, and it seemed like everyone was kind of. It was a couple trucks out there that was kind of causing the whole thing, and ended up being absolute mayhem.
Well, obviously, unfortunately, you're not in the playoffs for this series, but still got a couple weeks before the regular season starts for 2023. But still a great run here at Daytona for you and finishing third. Send some shout outs to whoever you like to.
Yeah, appreciate you doing the broadcast. It looks like you're doing this by yourself again. So, shout out for you, everyone here. Obviously all the admins put this on. Everyone, team name Chad. Chad got screwed there at the end. We're gonna work the top, and he ended up getting sent to the moon. But David Comstock get a saver over there.
Yeah, a couple people went to the moon tonight. It seems like.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. We were laughing because we were saying Comstock's the only one left out of all of us. So good win. Next thing we know, he's freaking on Mars.
Yeah, not only is he on Mars, I think he landed about 30 feet back behind where he was. So
Yeah,
but, it's the way it goes. Nice job, man.
Just off-season sim racing. Come on.
Great job, Josh. Third place finish for him, and obviously not too thrilled with what all took place tonight, and understandably, I could understand some people not being happy with what they saw this evening, but this kind of racing is going to happen. So let's go to talk to Scott Simley here. Simley and finishing in the second position tonight in that A-Shock truck. Is he even here? Yeah, he's down there in team name. Let's bring Scotty up here, and he'll join us here finishing second. Scott, pretty close finish there between you and Joe. 6.7 second separation.
That's pretty crazy. I haven't seen the end on what exactly perspired actually those last two wrecks really, but pretty crazy how that worked out. I just saw smoke kind of like the one previous, but we got pretty lucky. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, normally, as we talk about the races here at Daytona and Talladega, I knew coming back tonight this was going to be a wild race, and have the good racing that, of course, it had at the beginning. I mean, we were running 2-3 wide like we usually see, and unfortunately, the ugly side of super speedway racing made an appearance tonight.
Yeah, it happens, and I know it can be exciting too. So, like I said, I haven't seen exactly what happened, what transpired, but it was fun. We kind of played it safe. Obviously, we're not running for anything other than for fun, more or less. So, just thought we could help out any teammates that we can, and just do the best we can. And we ended up coming with the second. I don't know what I would have been. I think at the end there, if hadn't they read on the act, I probably would have had a top 10 for sure, but maybe 7th or 8th. But yeah, it's kind of funny how it worked out. We'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, great job. Send some shouts over like too.
You do a great job, man. I just, you got your stuff well put together, and it puts on a great broadcast. So, Joy and the admins and Sim500, and yeah, that's about it.
I appreciate it, man. Well, great job tonight, and we'll see you next week in Dover.
Sounds good. See you.
All right, bye. You too, buddy. Scott Semley, who finished second here this evening. Great job on his part, as we'll move him down to, he was in team name before he came up here. And for those who had Joe Hudson on the ballot to win tonight, congratulations. You probably won the whole pot. But Joe goes to victory lane here this evening. Joe, obviously, a wild night. I know the big wreck that happened there in 3. I don't even know necessarily if we can put the total blame on you, as you were racing like everybody else was on a super speedway there. But man, lo and behold, you kind of fell back there at the restart before with the damage on your truck, and well, you were the last man standing when this thing was over with.
That's about the truth there, yeah. Rode around in the back trying to keep stay clean with the car, and then we kind of got there with a few laps to go, and was trying to push Mike, and Jimmy Coleman got a run, and I had to give him the lane because I was going to take him out, and then I don't know, me and Mike made a little contact, and it was bad for everybody after that, including me. I hate that. Those guys race hard, but it's just a crapshoot out here. I mean, it's my first win ever in Sim500 after all these years, and it was better lucky than good. That's all I can say.
Yeah, definitely did your part here this evening. Talk about the final wreck, because obviously, as I mentioned, the restart before, you were on the outside pole and you jumped to the top side and went to the back, which kind of set yourself up back there for when the last restart happened. You were able to just kind of squeeze your way through.
Yeah, I knew I was damaged, so I was trying to get out of the way of those guys. And then when they had that last caution, I was able to come in and get a good bit of my damage repaired, at least enough to keep up with the pack. I caught the pack coming off of 4 with a pretty good head of steam, so I had a good run up through there. And I was actually trying to push Mike Montesi up there, and then they kind of made contact, and then it was, I imagine that's what it'll look like when you make it to heaven. The gates just opened up and wide ass open.
And it worked out for you to go to victory lane here in that Sears truck, an old school looking paint scheme there like that, and send some shouts where you like to, man.
Yeah, thanks, Joey Jatina. He puts in a lot of hours, a lot of thankless work putting these leagues on, and you guys for broadcasting. It's a lot of fun. Just really happy. Never won before. Winning never gets old, and we'll try again in a couple nights, I guess.
Absolutely, man. Well, great job, Joe. Congratulations. We'll see you next week in Dover.
Thank you, sir. Y'all have a great night.
You too, buddy. Joe Hudson, the winner tonight here in Daytona. If you want to call it an upset, you call it an upset. We'll call it survival, basically, when it's all said and done here tonight. So great job to Joe on getting the big win here. Let me see really quickly here. If the points have been updated, I'm not going to be able to show them because I'd have to do a lot of saving and moving around and things like that. But at least I can explain it to you verbally where the points sit right now after Joe Hudson's win. And the points are updated, which is good. So let's jump down here. So as we go to Dover next week, Mojica has a 2-point lead over Mike Kelly now, who is second in points. Eric Arnold is 11 back. Bob Gillenwater, 11 back. Montesi, 12 back. Dalton, 13 back. Higman, 17 back. Wetzel, 18 back. So basically the top 8 all could be the point leader after Dover next week. So let's just say that this thing got shook up. Unfortunately for Jimmy Coleman and Tommy Ryan, they're a little ways back, but hey, you never know what can happen at Dover. So one mistake from somebody, and things could get very, very interesting when it is all said and done. So congratulations, Joe Hudson becomes the 5th winner on the season. Let's make sure I count that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 5 different winners so far on the season. So congratulations to him on that. Next week, Dover, Wednesday or next Sunday night, we'll be there at 8:45 Eastern time. So hopefully you can come join us for that. No really other race broadcasts for me this week. I'll be racing on Tuesday and doing some flying here and there and stuff like that as we just kind of slowly get back going onto 2023 and continuing to work on some things on the broadcast side. So looking forward to keeping the fun going. So should be a very fun 2023, and well, it was a hell of a start so far to the season. Let's just put it like that. So, all right, we're out. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening, and always remember, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya!
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless. A sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it. And I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah.